And among the signs of God is the creation of heaven and earth, and the variation in your languages and your colors. Verily, in that are signs for those who know.
Every time you have a new president, they always have, after the inauguration,
an inaugural prayer service.
Inaugural prayer service.
That's right.
Everybody goes to the National Cathedral, or wherever it was. It may have been in the Capitol.
That's right.
They have a prayer.
That's right.
And
The National Cathedral.
Different people come up from different faiths to give their prayer.
That's right.
And it's all over CNN right now. What happened at that day?
There was no Muslim priest. Why there was no?
There was a Muslim there.
There was no Muslim.
There was a Muslim
Only
there.
Christians and Jews.
And there were Jews and there were Christians from many different
There
there was a Muslim.
And this is what happens, by the way, in all Islamic countries. They have Christians come forward and read it. They don't do that.
Yes, in Egypt they do. Yes, in Lebanon they do.
They read the Bible.
Yes.
After the king, after the president.
What happens to you in Saudi Arabia if you share your faith in Jesus Christ? They will kill you. Kill you.
That's me.
There is no speaker's corner in any Muslim.
There is not. No.
This is unique to the West. This is unique here. Now,
That's
let's go back to that prayer. There was a Muslim imam that gave, and you can go and see it.
There wasn't.
You need to look. It's all over CNN now. USA Today has run the story, and it's also now on BBC.
That's right.
They have run the story, and they allowed the Muslim cleric to get up. He wanted to show diversity. So he read this verse. I want you to read this verse here. Verse 22. Surah 30, ayah 22.
And among his signs is the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the difference of your languages and colors. Verily, in that are indeed signs for men of sound knowledge.
Okay, language and color. There's the diversity. They had to look everywhere to find it, and they found it in that verse. The only place in the entire Quran that talks about languages and color. Now, here's what I would love to have continued reading. It was interesting that he didn't read to verse 28.
Ayah 28, yeah.
Ayah 28.
Continue, read it for us, Jay. Let's hear it.
Let's hear what verse 28 says. And he, that's Allah, sets forth for you a parable for your own selves. Do you have partners among those whom your right hand possesses to share as equals? Now, you're a woman, are you not?
Yes, I am.
Okay, as a woman. What in the Quran, whenever it says right hand possession, what does that mean?
To me that means slaves. Or
Slaves. It always means slaves. But whom your partner? So this means female slaves.
Yeah, and as many as you have, as many as you want.
As many as you want. And that's just 6 verses later. Now, why didn't he read 6 verses later? Because that would have completely destroyed diversity, would it not?
Absolutely, yeah.
Let's, Surah 4, ayah 24. You know that verse.
I know that verse, yeah.
There it says, good is for you except those
whom your right hand
possesseth, you may do what you want. You cannot marry anybody else, but that which your right hand possesseth, you can marry. There's a female slaves award. Is that diversity for you?
No, that's rape.
That is rape. Surah 2, ayah 223, which it says you're a married woman, are you not?
I am.
And it says that your husband, you are your tilth for your husband, and that your husband can have you anytime he wants.
Yes.
Is that diversity? Does that give you equality?
No, that is potentially rape also.
That is also marital rape, we call that. That's marital rape, where you don't even have control over your own body.
Yeah.
Surah 5, ayah 51, Larry. It says, and let's read it. And while I'm opening up to read it, in fact, why don't you read it? Surah 5, ayah 51 talks about you and me, because this has to do with us. We would like to know if Muslims are supposed to get along with us. Read verse 51 and see what it says.
O you who believe, take not the Jew and the Christians as friends, protectors, and helpers. They are but
friends of one another.
All right, of one another. And if any amongst you takes them as friends, then surely he is one of them. So, verily, Allah guides not those who are friends and proselytizes, wrongdoers, and the unjust. Whoa! This is a contrast to the Old Testament we were looking at, where God gave to those who converted, God gave peace. You know, this is not here. What we find here is that they don't get that. There's no mercy for them.
Okay, now I want you to read Surah 7, ayah 81, because Surah 7, ayah 81 talks about homosexuals. What does the Quran say about homosexuality? Now, reason I'm bringing this is because of what he read in the National Cathedral yesterday.
Verily, you practice your lusts on men instead of women. Nay, but you who are a people transgressing beyond bounds by committing great sins.
By committing great sin. Now, is that diversity?
No.
So, interestingly, he did not want to read these verses.
And then if you go on to 84, Jay.
Go on to 84. Read that. What does it say?
And we rained down on them a rain of stones. Then see what was the end of the Mujahideen, criminals, polytheists, and the sinners. So your God, wholesale, says everyone is can be slaughtered. And apparently from this is the context that actually happened.
And it's happening today. It's happening today. All over the world.
Now, it's interesting that he could not find diversity anywhere else except Surah 30, ayah 22. He dared not even go 6 verses beyond that.
That's right.
Or Surah 5,
That's
ayah
right.
51. Or Surah 4, ayah 3. Or Surah 4, ayah 11. Or Surah 4, ayah 24.
And this is in contrast to Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. God says to Abraham that he will bless all nations, all people through him. Not just the Jews, not just the Gentiles, not just a people of a particular color, not the people of a particular sex. He will bless all people. Those who bless him, he says, I will bless them. And this is the God of Scripture. This is the picture we say.
And what does Galatians 3:28 say? For there is no difference between man or woman, Jew or Greek, slave or free. All are equal in Jesus Christ. Oh, I love my Bible. Folks, you've got 2 books you can look at. That man there at the national prayer had a choice to either read from this book or this book. He looked everywhere to find one verse that would talk about diversity, and he found it in Surah 30, ayah 22. But there is a myriad of verses that completely contradict Surah 30, ayah 22.
There is no diversity.
Verse 22 is not even diversity.
No.
It just says he created
That's right.
many peoples and many tongues.
No diversity.
If you want diversity, you better come back to the Bible. If you want a diversity, you better come back to Jesus Christ. If you want a diversity, you better come back to the words, the gospel of Jesus Christ. It is he that says that there's no difference. Blessed are the peacemakers. He does not allow violence. We cannot force people to accept this book.
It's not the way the Christian faith is spread. And again, you can find all over the world today examples of how Islam is being spread through violence. Through violence. Through violence.
Real quickly, as an American.
Are you an American?
I am an American.
How come you're white? How come you look from...
Thank God you can be any color in America.
No,
even white.
How come you?